This is Paul for Redneck Sports. I believe that everybody should win in life, or at least attempt to. The first three maxims of General Robert Neyland's game maxims, I believe apply to everybody. The team that makes the fewest mistakes will win. Play for and make the breaks. When one comes your way, score. If at first the game or the breaks go against you, don't let up. Put on more steam. Welcome to the channel. Now let's discuss some sports. Like, subscribe, comment. Show what your opinion is. Let me know if you like what you've seen. And I thank you for your support. Howdy folks, this is Paul with Redneck Sports. If you get a chance, look down below and you will see that I have a link tree. Has my social media, it has my Patreon. However you want to support me, go ahead, join, help. There we go. So, I wasn't going to talk WNBA much anymore. I am in the middle of college football season. It started, it's my first love, it's just college football. But I got to watching ESPN last Saturday. I wonder why they were talking about the game that was about to happen, which was Georgia Tech was going to whoop Florida State. But I got to listening to them talk about the Sky game. And I follow women's sports. Pathead Summit for gosh sakes. But I wanted to talk about Angel Reese. I think that there are many ways that Angel Reese could use some help from certain people. She already has Shaq in her corner. Everybody knows she has Shaq in her corner. But I honestly think that this young woman could use a little bit more mentoring from a few folks that could help her, maybe show her a little bit different way of doing things, make her a better player. I don't think this being on a team that is trying to be the bad boy Pistons of the late 80s, early 90s is what she needs. So I'm going to discuss with you what I think could help Angel Reese. Some of it she can do, some of it she can't, but we're going to discuss that today. So hold on to the railings. We're going to discuss some WNBA during college football season. Now look, Kennedy Carter has had an illustrious career in the WNBA, but she's also had one fraught with all types of issues. She was suspended from the Dream because of a situation that happened. She has repetitively done some fouls that, I'm sorry, they're flagrant. She is not the kind of person that you want on your team. Okay, if she was not playing rough like she was, she would be. She's the leading scorer. She's got all these other positives, but she's got one nasty, massive negative that makes her not good for the WNBA. Nor is she good for Angel Reese. I like Angel Reese. Kennedy Carter, in my opinion, if she would lose the attitude, I wouldn't have a single problem with her. But, and this has nothing to do, let me tell you something, I'm not a fan of Bill Laimbeer either. Don't say that this is because of skin color, don't say this is because of gender. Bill Laimbeer and her have a lot in common, and I'm not a fan of Bill Laimbeer. That's the problem. She is such a big Bill Laimbeer-like player. And this is not what is needed in the modern day basketball or any sports for that matter. It doesn't need to be what's going on out there in the really real world. None of that. Kennedy Carter, if she would get rid of this bad attitude, not get rid of the attitude. Don't quit being competitive, but to get rid of the attitude. But that's the problem. She has proved time and time again that she can't get rid of the bad attitude. As such, she needs to be pulled away from the sky because Angel Reese, who could step up and be that next level player, does not need to be around somebody like Kennedy Carter. Carter has proven too often that no, she should not be there. And I don't know what to do with her, but she's not good for the sky. She's not good for the WNBA. So, the next thing that I think would help Angel Reese go to that next level, even though I'm well aware that Candace Parker is now the president of women's basketball operations at Adidas, I believe, especially with the Sky connection that is there, even though Parker wasn't there long, Candace Parker and Angel Reese would do good talking with each other. Her Reese getting a few hints from this WNBA legend. I'm a major Parker fan. She's University of Tennessee alum. She was coached by the greatest basketball coach of all time. Really, this is somebody that could help Angel Reese move to that next level. Angel Reese doesn't need the basketball knowledge. She needs the knowledge of how to move to that next level. To go from just being one of these people that you hear about once in a blue moon or whatnot to being one of those people, which is what Candace Parker is. Candace Parker was such a great personality that she ended up, while still with the WNBA, working with TNT, working with Shaq, working with Charles Barkley, talking about the NBA. This is how much of an impact that she had. I think Candace Parker and her should be closer. I think these two together would make an amazing duo, and I think this would help shape Angel Reese in a lot of ways. And this is the next step. Now, this next person that I think would be able to help Angel Reese is one of the legendary big men of the NBA. She already has Shaq in her corner. But imagine being able to get Tim Duncan, the big fundamental, in your corner. Now, Tim Duncan is one of the most fundamental players of all time. In my opinion, as a big man, as both a power forward and as a center, here was a man who won multiple NBA championships. He made a difference. He was coachable. He was just all around somebody who was just a legend. He really is. He's a legend. And listen to Kevin Garnett and others talk about how he trash talked. He didn't go for big and flashy. He would drop simple things. Ooh, gotcha. Things like that. I love listening to stories of Tim Duncan. I think Tim Duncan, honestly, would be somebody to impart a little bit more wisdom to Reese. I think that this is one of those great combinations. And unlike Parker, he's got a different outlook. I think the different outlook, being a little bit quieter than, say, Shaq, having a little bit quieter of a personality than, say, Candace Parker, I think Tim Duncan would be able to show her how not necessarily to change her personality, but how to, at the right times, be a little quieter, but then learn when to use her big personality. And I think this would be a great bit of coaching right there. Now, I am really going to shock you with the third and final person, that could really help Miss Reese. And that is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Seriously, here's a man that literally, if you go back in history, when he joined the NBA, now, mind you, he was known as Lou Alcindor at the time. It was put down in a newspaper article. As goes the NBA, or as goes Lou Alcindor, goes the NBA. That is how much they were saying he was going to shape the NBA. Here's a man that's got multiple championships as well. Here's a man who's got the sky hook, quite literally one of the most undefeatable shots. Here is a man who knows how to have his own personality when everybody else is different. Here's a man who knows how to work with different personalities that are so far different than his own. Take a look at how he and Magic dealt with each other. Heck, take a look at how well he and Oscar Robertson worked together. This is a man who really can shape the next generation, but nobody listens to him anymore. And that's the problem. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has all this wisdom in his head. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has made a difference. He stood up beside Bill Russell and on so many different civil rights topics. This is a person that could help Angel Reese see how to use her personality correctly. And this is a person that I think would do a lot of good for Angel Reese. This is an elder statesman of the sport. Not just that. I think that it would be amazing to have somebody like him coach somebody like her, not on the basketball court, but how to deal with everything but the basketball court while being a basketball star. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is beyond a legend. And I think this is one of those people that, holy cow, it would be amazing to see those two work together. Now, look, I honestly believe that Angel Reese can have a long, fruitful career in the WNBA. I also believe that she could become an icon of the WNBA. I think that she should have more notice paid attention to her, but part of the problem is that she's on a team that is trying to be the bad boy Pistons, and that's not good. I honestly think, and I'm going to keep saying it that way, I honestly think that she could listen to these three people, get rid of that one person, listen to those three people, and she would go from being somebody that breaks records. And unfortunately, being on the team that she's on, that's only stat padding. That's the sad part about it. She is such an amazing player. She could do so much good, not just for her team, but for the WNBA. But she's not being able to do it because, one, nobody's liking the Sky this year. You don't want to take a bill and roll anymore. This isn't wrestling. You don't need to be a heel or a face. You can be an amazing player. At the same time that Tim Duncan was playing basketball, Kevin Garnett was playing basketball, Kobe Bryant was playing basketball, Allen Iverson was playing basketball, all of these big names, Shaquille O'Neal was playing basketball. You can have multiple stars that people love, and she can be that. She can be one of those multiple people that people love about the WNBA. And this is how I think that she can do it. She needs to play good fundamental basketball on the court. She does this already. She's not going to change. She is an amazing player. Now, she needs to move to that next step. And this is how I see that she can do it. I like Angel Reese. I'm not a fan of LSU, even though LSU is a good team. Hey, they play against the orange and white. Of course, if you're going to play against the Lady Balls, I'm not going to be rooting for you. I rooted for her for every other game. But seriously, she has a chance to be so much more, and I hope she has that opportunity. And these were just my opinions on how she could go to that next level. Thank you for watching this video. I've had some fairly good success with all of my redneck sports stuff, and I hope you enjoyed the topic. If you did, Like, subscribe, comment, all that rigmarole. And also, just let me know what you want to hear about. I'll give a redneck spin to this stuff. Let me tell you, I love sports. So, I love people that want to join me in that. This has been Paul with Redneck Sports. Y'all have a good day now. Bye.